So it's July 1st. I was getting ready this morning using the e.l.f. Very Bad eyeshadow quad, and I dipped into the matte pink to blend out uh, the eye look I had. I found a piece of metal in it. I will insert pictures because my camera doesn't zoom or autofocus or anything, but let me show you what it is. Jagged little piece of metal was stuck into the eyeshadow. I'll show you the palette too. I mean, can you see this spot in the matte pink? That's where I dug it out. I noticed this as I was just swirling my brush to get some product. I wish that I had thought to take a picture at that point, but I at first assumed that it was just I'd hit pan, which was weird to me because it wasn't shiny like pan, and also it takes ages to hit pan on an eyeshadow, and I've only had this for a little less than 3 months. And while I do use it, I mean, if you watch my channel, you've seen me use it in a couple tutorials, I think. I hadn't used it that much, certainly not like every day. So I was confused, and I tried to like rub the pan a little bit to see like was there powder on it still or something, and it was sharp. It didn't cut me, but it was rough, and pan is not like that at all. So I kind of started to think that this was just a chunk of metal, so I took it out. At this point, I was thinking that maybe a piece of my brush had gotten in there somehow. But when I took it out, I realized this was like buried in there. This had been pressed into the eyeshadow. So I've chatted with e.l.f. customer service. They said the agent said that she had never heard of a similar problem before and told me to email their support line. And I did. I sent pictures, the same pictures that I showed you earlier, and I'm waiting to hear back. I'll take you guys along on the ride. So I'm back again, this time with a new haircut. We love consistency. I received my replacements on Friday. So to give you the timeline, I contacted e.l.f. on the 1st, which was a Wednesday. I heard back from management on the 2nd, and they told me that they were going to send me a replacement. Then we had that long holiday weekend that would have been the 3rd, 4th, and 5th for Independence Day here in the US. On the 6th, which was a Monday, I got a shipping notification, and on the 10th, my replacement came. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with how quickly e.l.f. got me my replacement. I think that was really a pretty impressive turnaround, especially considering COVID. A lot of things have been taking a really long time to ship. I've actually used 3 of the shades already. Today is Sunday, the 12th. I've used everything but this reddish shade that's metallic. I think it performs just as well as my other one did. I think I'm going to keep the one that has the metal in it. I'm not going to use it, but in case e.l.f. ever decides to look into what exactly happened, I would like to keep it around. It is concerning to me that there's a piece of metal floating around in their eyeshadows, and they don't seem particularly concerned in looking into what happened. Now, When I talked to the lady at customer service, it did sound like this was a problem she'd never heard about before. So I suspect that this really is a 1 or 2 or 3 off. Um, I mean, I don't know how well you can actually see. Let me pick out the piece of metal again. I don't know how well you can actually see this, but it's quite a jagged little piece. It looks like maybe a piece of a machine broke and just fell in. Certainly, I wouldn't suspect that there's a ton of other pieces floating around. But I think it would be good for Elf to look into exactly what happened and make sure that there aren't other pieces that could really hurt someone. The piece that I found was thankfully quite large. I could not have picked that up with a brush. It never could have gotten even close to my eye without me noticing it. The worst I could have done is maybe cut my finger on it, and even that didn't happen. So as far as I'm concerned, things are good. I'm going to be more careful with my Elf quads than I maybe would be with my other eyeshadows. I'm going to really look at what's on my finger before I try to apply it to my eye. But I'm happy with my replacement. I think Elf did a pretty good job of getting back to me and taking care of the problem. And yeah, I still am very curious though if anyone else has had a similar problem, and if so, what has Elf's response been? Thanks so much for watching. I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed this video, and until next time, see ya!